beloved guest and advocate for sustainable future. Welcome to the Waste Management and Circular Economy event. We are delighted to have you here on this meaningful Monday as we embark on a journey towards a greener and more sustainable world. Today's event revolves around the theme of waste management and circular economy. This theme chosen to underline our commitment on defining ways we perceive waste and how we can harness its potential to build a more prosperous and eco-friendly future. Hereby, I, Jasmine Anastasia Widi, will be the MC of today's event and guide you until the event ends. Before we start, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to each of our beloved guests who have graced us with their presence. The first one, our respected Dean of Education Faculty, Mr. Professor Dr. Isventi Sadalia, SA. The second one is Dr. Handes Muhammad Husni Tamrin, MSc, as Deputy Dean 1. The third is Yasmin Khairunisa Mukhtar, SPMDA, Deputy Dean 2. The fourth is Dr. Gustato M. Kung, Deputy Dean 3. And also, Head of the Vacation Faculty, Ma'am Debbie Candida Hasibuan, SAMS. And our moderator for today, Miss Afrida Fitriani Sipautar. And of course, our dynamic and enthusiastic student representative. It's also an honor to have with us a renowned expert in the field of waste management and circular economy, Dr. Nick Nick Hassan, Head of Study Center, Faculty of Business and Management, UITM Cawangan, Terengganu, Malaysia. His valuable insight will undoubtedly enrich our discussion today. Ladies and gentlemen, together we aspire to explore, learn, and collaborate to make our world a better place. Let's embrace the knowledge and ideas that will be shared today, and let this event be a catalyst for positive change in approach for management and sustainability. Without any further ado, let's begin the inspiring journey towards a more circular and sustainable future. To lead the discussion, I present to you our moderator, Miss Afrida Fitriani Sipautar. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Yasmin Widi, as Master of Ceremony for this guest lectures event. Assalamualaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay, you can call me Miss Friday. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Clear,
Yes.
loud and
Good
clear.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Nick. I call you Mr. Nick Fahrul Hazri Nick Hasan. So long your name.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum to you, every single one of you
Waalaikumsalam.
now.
Yes, nice to meet you. And Honorable, the head of financing program of study, Mrs. Baby Candida Hasibuan, MSE, and our lovely, the great students of vocational faculty of University of Sumatera Utara. And the most honorable for this morning as a speaker, Dr. Nick Farul Hazri Nick Hassan. And today it's information for you. We have a guest lectures event entitled Waste Management and Circular Economy. And I hope that special for the students, all of you can give the good feedback. You can give the questions, of course, sir?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
Yes, of
yes.
course.
Feel free to ask something. It's related to our topic today. So, not to be ashamed, karena ini adalah
Yeah.
diskusi kita bersama. You can use bahasa, of course. Bisa
Yeah,
menggunakan
of course.
bahasa
You can use both. You can use the dual. You can ask me in the
Yes,
question in Shangwa. You also can. We also can communicate in Malay. Shangwa.
Melayu, bahasa Indonesia, in English, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, of course.
We have three language for today. So, without any further ado and not wasting time, Mr. Nick, time and place is yours to present your material.
Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi semua. To all professor, all the doctors, and senior lecturer, and also the most important thing to all the students from the University of Sumatera Utara. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh again. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity. Actually, this morning is more on the sharing sections about the waste management and circular economy. Actually, I'm going to talk about the some part from the waste management and circular economy. We are talking more on the social entrepreneurship. uh, I just want to relate how they are going to play their role in order to manage the waste management and also involved with the circular economy. And then I just want to show that in our country right now we are promoting social enterprise, and then waste management is going to be one of the area they are involved directly. So we have the company involved in the waste management, and also involved directly with the circular economy. And I also believe that it's going to be the same at the Indonesia also. They also have the social enterprise that involved with the to preserve the environments, and involved directly with the waste management as the key activity for their business. And then before we start, I just want to share with you the we already know in Malaysia we are facing with the pollutions, and then it's going to be the same also at the Indonesia. If we are talking about the Malaysia right now, based on the statistic that we have, going to be more than 30,000 ton municipal solid waste per daily that we have. And then I strongly believe, based on the statistic that I have, at the Indonesia right now also going to facing around the more than 190,000 ton per day. So this is exactly the issue that we are facing both country right now. How to managing the pollution. So right now the waste management is going to be the most important business area. If you look to the social entrepreneur, they are looking for the opportunity, so they are going to involve directly in order to enhance the our social function. So when we are talking about the waste management, mostly every single one of you know that we have the policy, especially the rule from the government. Mostly the government involved directly in order to managing the waste that we have in our country, and then I'm going to strongly believe it's going to be the same also at the Indonesia. So right now I just want to bring your point of view to the rule of the social enterprise. Okay, so before this we are talking about the waste management. Mostly we try to give the motivation to all the people to understand how to help the government to managing the waste. So right now, the entrepreneur that we know as the social entrepreneur, they are looking for the opportunity. And then before we go more deep about these things, I just want to share a little bit about the social enterprise and also social entrepreneur. So social entrepreneur meaning that here they are entrepreneur that involved with the business, or they are create a new business or existing business by focusing on the certain social mission. So right now we are talking about the waste management is one of their social mission, because it's going to relate, try to preserve the environment and so on. And then they are also uh, make their profits. So they are they are create a social enterprise. So they are try to achieve their social mission. At the same time, also they are going to sustain their business and make the profit. Meaning that here they are going to make the given the service or create a new product. So this is exactly the element of the innovation come out from the entrepreneur that we call as the social entrepreneur. And then their business normally we call that is the social enterprise. But I strongly believe in your country, at the Indonesia, you also have this thing. And then the social enterprise right now is going to become the one of the most important business entity for both country right now. So before I share the slide right now, just I want to give the introduction about the what exactly that we're going to talk, or what we exactly that we're going to talk about the entrepreneur. So, I allow me to share my slide right now. So, okay, you can see my slide right now.
Yes, doctor, we can see your slide.
Okay, thank you very much. Because from my system right now, totally I cannot able to see my slide, but it's okay. All right. So right now I'm going to try to relate how the social enterprise or social entrepreneur involved with the waste management and also circular economy. Okay. So in our country, especially in the Malaysia, we have a few companies involved directly uh, in the waste management as their key activities. So my introduction, actually, I try to give you the idea about how the social enterprise involved directly with the waste management as the key activities. So I just want to give the idea, the definition of the social enterprise, actually to help you to understand more about their role. Okay, and then mostly in our country right now, I strongly believe also in the Indonesia, they are involved with the circular economy and waste management. And then today I just want to give you some idea how to understand about their operation, okay, by using the business model canvas. Okay, and then from there, actually I just want to show you how they are going to use all the uh, resources that they have to help them to perform their key business activity to involve with the waste management. And then, like I mentioned about the social enterprise, is the one of the direct approach to overcome the social issue through the business activities. Meaning that here, they have the social mission, and then they are create the social enterprise to sustainability. They're going to make the profit from the business activities. Okay, so and then we already know social enterprise is going to become one most important business activity right now, and then the social enterprise in Malaysia particularly is the circular economy through their waste management activity, a part of their business activity like I mentioned before. And then for introduction, like me to explain slightly about the waste management. Most of you already know about what's the waste management and also circular economy. So waste management is about the technique for the controlling the waste that we are facing right now. So I already mentioned in our introduction, it's going to be so many 30,000 ton, 190,000 ton for every single day made from the household. Okay, most of them 70 to 80% per day produce solid waste, and then the mostly in Malaysia, okay, a household is the one going to be the biggest percentage who are responsible to produce the waste that we have, and then the government right now actually involved with the policy and try to increase the waste management, the way how they collect all the to stop the pollutions. And then if we look to the advantage for this process is able to control the environments and then try to help us to provide a good standard life. So because right now you already know, okay, if we are talking about the Malaysia, the number of the population also increase. The same thing go to the Indonesia. So meaning that here the numbers of the solid waste produced is going to increasing every single days. So right now, more people go to work at the urban area. So At the rural area also becoming urban area. So meaning that here the numbers or percentage of the waste going to increase. So we need to have the very super waste management. From this point of view, social enterprise take their rule to be to involve with the circular economy. So we can see we try to understand how they are going to play their role in order to help government to reduce the population the pollution, sorry. So the circular economy is the waste management is part from the is core for the management activities, meaning that here they are using back again all the waste as the key activity, and then they are recycle back again all that thing, and then we say and some of the social enterprise sell back again all the goods to their potential customer. So the goal for the circular economy is to maintain and close up the raw material, meaning that here all the waste that we are going to produce right now, and then we already throw out, so they are collect back again, and then they are using all the technology that they have to create a new raw resources. Okay, so from there we able to, in another word, just like the nature today, we try to make sure the garbage that we make for today, tomorrow become our raw material. That's exactly the idea come from the social enterprise in order to help the government to managing the waste. Okay, how I'm going to relate all these things with the business model canvas? Actually, I try to show with you, especially to the all the students, to understand the way how they do the works, how they are going to produce the a new product from the waste and so on, using the business model canvas to help us to understand how they are using the raw material, how they're going to managing to make all that thing, provide a good services, and also product from the from the garbage that we have right now, and then we change that thing back again, and then after that we able to serve they are able to solve their social mission to preserve environment, to reduce the pollution and so on. And then this canvas, normally some of you maybe already know business model canvas, they have the 9 block. So from the 9 block here we can understand every single one element in the structure of the business, so easy to us to understand how they are using all the raw material and how they are going to serve their social mission. Okay, so from here also we can understand, and then we also can have expert entrepreneur in the our country to understand how they implement, how they are going to set up the strategy when they are involved, especially in their social mission. So this context right now we are talking about the waste management. So this is exactly the example of the business model canvas. Okay, most of you can access all these things. So from here you can see we have the 9 block. Okay, like I mentioned before. So every single one of the block here, they have the important rule to help us to understand. And then the most important thing, the key that I want to share with all the students here, actually, every single one block here, the bigger block, we play very important role to explain how the business works. Okay, for example, we can see here about the key activity, value propositions, all these 4 bigger area here is going to represent the most important area. The way how we're going to understand about the every single business entity or every single one of business model. Okay, so from this kind of model, it's going to help us to understand how this company do their works in order to help government to managing the waste management and so on. Okay, today I just want to share one of my study that we done before this. I going so the company actually I choosing the 2 company from our country here to try to understand how they do the works, The first company, the key activity is producing organic vegetable by using the compost. Okay, and then the social impact actually based on their key activity, they are able to preserve environment and also involve the communities. So allocation from the one of our state from the Johor. The second company, company B, actually provides sustainable development program to the communities at the rural and also at the urban area, and also focus on the present developments. So these two company, I try to observe the way how they do the work and try to identify their key activities and the way how they achieve their social mission in the waste management by using the business model canvas. So the next, I just want to explain a little bit about their vision and mission, just to help us to understand how they do the works, their key activities. So for company A, actually involved with the organic agriculture activities. Company B, they're going to provide sustainability development program. So the both company here, they're going to offering the product and also servicing to their potential customer. So like I already mentioned before, social enterprise, they have the dual objective to achieve the social mission and also to maintain the business meaning that they involve directly with the business activities. So from these two company, okay, in order to achieve their social mission in the waste management, most of them they're going to have their own key value in their business. In order to serve the social mission, they have the social value and also economic value. So social value here more on the share value here is the combination value involved with the both economy and also social. So in the economy aspect, we're going to more on the element of the profits. Okay, so social is based on the benefits to the company, the environment, the community, people around us. So this social value actually they become something combination from every single action taken by this kind of company in the order in the managing the waste and also their implement their business activities. So this is exactly the idea about the source of the social value and economic value. For your information, actually, we already have a lot of the article talking about all these kind of elements. Okay, I just want to show you the numbers of the previous study already done. But what exactly that I want to show with you here is about the how they achieve their social mission. Actually, it become from the combination of the social value, economic value that we can identify. Number one is the intangible asset that they are using. So, for example, like the networking, they also explain the importance of the human resources involved with the intellectual property, culture, and also rule and also regulations. So from the tangible asset here, more on the normally that we have in our business, conventional business, other business, for example, like important of the capital, machine, equipments. So the combination of this idea actually they explain to the supply chain management concept, meaning that here they're going to involve with the input, process, and also output. So this is the normal supply chain management concept that we already know. So from here, actually, they're going to help us to understand more how the social enterprise company achieve their social mission in the waste management to achieve their social mission. This is the result actually. We are go through to identify based on the interview that were already done. So we come out of the sub team, all that kind, all the information, and then we ran that thing. Okay, and then the most important thing that here we already can have this kind of idea from the what exactly that we are supposed to know. I like to share with here. We're going to find out company who involved with the waste management. Okay, in our country, right, Indonesia, mostly they have this kind of soft of the social value come to the proper practice, meaning that they have the very proper practice in the waste management area. So they have the special knowledge on that kind of area, and most of the important thing aspect in the economic value, because of they are have the dual objective. Most of the social enterprise who involved with the waste management business activity, they are control their financial under the risk management. We call that thing enterprise risk management. And then this exactly that one is based on their core business activity. Like I already mentioned, if they are going to provide the servicing or they're going to provide the product. And then when they're involved with the activity, environment, and also communities, most of them mention the most important element support for their activity must come from the government and also the communities. That's the bigger idea. Meaning that here, the role of the government in the waste management activity is the most important thing. And for them, as the part from to have government also, they need support from the government and also from the communities. And then this exactly the social value and economic value. The most important thing in orders social enterprise involved with the waste management to help the government to preserve the environment and so on, they need multiple resources. Meaning that here it's not only come from the social entrepreneur, but also they also need support from the government, from the financial support, policy, rule regulation, and so on. And then for based on the economic value, we already know because they are social enterprise, the profit oriented is not their main purpose for exiting because they are focused on the social mission. So they need to have very good in the managing the cost. So they're going to supposed to have more focusing on how to managing the cost. So, and then the most important thing also in their business model, when we are using the business model canvas, we're going to find out the most important thing, company who involved with the waste management activities and also circular economy, mostly they need to have the enterprise risk management in their business model to control all the activity to help them to evaluate uh, the conditions, especially in the context of the financial, because the activity is going to involve with the bigger impact. So they are totally slightly different compared with the NGO. They are totally depend from the third parties. But in this case, the combination from the NGO, government, and so on, totally going to have the social enterprise involved to involve directly with the waste management business activities. Okay, this is exactly just a combination of soft of the value. If we are talking about the combination, the important element of the government and also the community, the importance of the special knowledge, it's totally going to have involved with the what we call one of the concept infatuations principle introduced by Sawati. One of the concept entrepreneur that we are talking right now, meaning that here we are using all the resources that we have to help us to help the social enterprise uh, to achieve their social mission. In this case, we are talking about the waste management. Okay, this is the involvement element in the community involvement. So when we are talking about the waste management, mostly company or social enterprise are involved in the waste management business activities. They are totally need to have the commitment from the communities. So in order to managing all these things, you must have the proper practice. So they are implement all the basic management principle plus together with the special knowledge that they know in their business activities. For example, when we are talking about the to produce product organic vegetable as all that kind of thing. So they must to have the knowledge in that kind of business, the business activities. So meaning that here the special knowledge, they must to have the experience, and then they also need to learn more in order to achieve their social mission, especially in the waste management, because it's going to involve with the very expensive cost in order to achieve their social mission. And then based on my study, actually, I all that as the information, the knowledge that we are supposed to sharing with the others, especially about the material resources they need in order to achieve their social missions. And then we already know management approach, especially in the planning or organizing, leading, and how they control all the costs is very important. And then talking about the people who run the business, social entrepreneur himself must have the knowledge, and must have the human value, must have the leadership in order to lead their company and also give the motivation to the people. So because right now we are talking about to waste management, I think in the Malaysia and also in Indonesia, we try to make sure that we as the one of the part of the community must to play our role. So we already know about our role at the three R, for example. So we must to start from the beginning. So mostly social entrepreneur involved with this kind of business activity and the social mission, they have the leadership, they are give the idea how to we are managing all the waste from the organics and all that kind of thing. So one of the company or the who are going to become one of the participant in my study, they are provide a certain accommodation to the hotel to get all the waste pollution waste before they are made the compost. So they are provide all that things. So and then the most important thing also is the risk management. It's very important in the social enterprise because of the very limited of the resources that are limited of the financial resources that they have. The most important thing also here to make sure the social enterprise become part in the waste management business activity to help the government to reduce to governments, they must have very good network between the company and also with the governments. And the last one is the financial management. And this one is focused more on the social enterprise. Okay, so this is exactly the how I using the business model canvas to make the conclusion and also the recommendation in the practically based on the when I identify all the elements supposed to be there, and then we can see here the rule of the company involvements, one of the social mission, so to help them to achieve their social mission. So from blue area here is the combination from the multiple resources from the government, from the communities, and to help them to have their key activities. For example, they involve with the waste management, or they are recycling back again the product to make to become one of their product, and they're selling the product uh, potential customers. So from here, they are identify about the marketing, how they're going to maintain the information about their business. Okay, and then down here we can see how they are going to identify the cost, how they make the money. So the money that they made here is only to help them to sustain only. So this is exactly a simple business model canvas that I identify from the both company that we have in our country. So the conclusions that I can make here is very simple. Okay, in the waste management, the most important here, we need to have the support from the governments, especially for social enterprise, because they're not like the NGO. They are waiting for the money from the third party to run any business. They are generate their own money, from their business activities. So I think in our country, Malaysia, and same thing also going to happen in the Indonesia. Most of the company who involved with this kind of scope, waste management to preserve the environment, they are totally need support from the governments. Totally need support from the governments. So using the business model canvas here is only to help us to understand the way how they're going to use their resources, and also how we're going to plan, how they are going to develop the strategy to use all the resources that they have to solve the social issue that we are facing right now. In this case, we are talking about the waste management. So how they are using all the technology that they have. So all these things very important they can get from the government. And then the most important also, to sustain the social enterprise who are involved with the waste management, they need risk management. One of the department they need is the risk management department to evaluate every single action that they have, to make sure that they can perform exactly using all the resources they have. We already know it's very limited, but the combination of from the all the resources they have from the government, from the even from the NGO, apart from the social enterprise, can be monitored through the risk management to help them to control based on the effectuation period mentioned by Sawati. We have the pilot on the plane, meaning that here they do all the works, and sometimes the strategy going to change according to the situations. So the most important thing, they are using all the resources. We call that thing the eliminate principle. uh, they sometimes they just try, and then suddenly they do some changes and so on. As long that they are going to achieve their solution. So that's very important for the social enterprise. Okay, so I think that's all for me. Slightly information for me when we are talking about the how the social enterprise become uh, participant in the waste management. So I think in Malaysia right now, we try to make sure that all the social enterprise or the involved with the waste management. Even in our country right now, we don't have any specific area rule regulation to support social enterprise, but we have the uh, agency that monitored social enterprise in our country. I think the same thing go to the Indonesia. I think the Indonesia maybe going to be more advanced compared with the Malaysia, because of the some of the information that I have. They are already have very structure program, because based on my basic the more knowledge about the social entrepreneur, the developing country like our country, mostly we are not able to depend, no more able to depend with the uh, government to take care about our social functions. So that's how the social enterprise involved in order to help to increase our social function. In this case, we are talking about the waste management. So I hope that in the future, social enterprise can involve more in the waste management. But right now, we already know they are involved with all the bigger area. It's not popular, but by using the knowledge and also technology that we have right now, they're able to create a new innovation service and also product to the communities. I think that's very short and small contribution from the my study when we talk about the social enterprise and also in the gender area in the waste management and also circular economy. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much for your presentation, Mr. Nick Fahul Hazrinik Hassan. It's very important as our young generations. Of course, when we want to build up enterprise, a company, you have to know about the principal value, how to build up the company and enterprise And I think the very important thing is it's about like involves the human, involves the assets. Assets can be broken down. It's two kinds: tangible assets and intangible asset as a presentation. So now, for these great students, you can ask something, you can ask everything is related about the topic. So feel free, and you can ask directly, of course, to practice your English. Please welcome. Anyone of you want to ask the questions? Mr. Nick Mr. Nick ramah ya, Mr. Jadi untuk adik-adik mahasiswa jangan sungkan gitu.
Okey, jangan malu-malu, boleh juga
Iya,
bertanya saya
jangan.
dalam bahasa
Jangan
saya akan
malu-malu. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, oke, welcome please. Sangat bermanfaat materi yang beliau sampaikan, dan ini sangat berguna untuk kita yang ingin build up enterprise sebagai generasi muda. Kami persilahkan untuk adik-adik mahasiswa.
Okey, sambil kita menunggu soalan daripada mahasiswa, daripada usul, saya just want to share a few information. Di Malaysia, social enterprise mostly terdiri pada golongan remaja, 40 kita dikategorikan mostly the founder, CEO adalah daripada golongan generasi muda. Mostly dia berumur dalam 40 ke bawah. So from the 24 above, they are already involved with the social enterprise, with the many social mission they have. Some of them focus on the community, some of them involved directly preserve the environments. Ada yang memberi tumpuan kepada it's not only about the environment, it's also involved with the culture dalam selain daripada mempertahankan ataupun to preserve the culture, our backgrounds, ada juga yang menjadikan dia part from the business activities. Jadi dalam konteks yang kita bercakap hari ini adalah dalam waste management, so circular economy. Jadi contohnya di Malaysia kita ada syarikat seperti bidik-bidik academics, kita ada follow farm yang mana dia menggunakan all the organic sampah-sampah yang dikutip daripada hotel, daripada restaurants, kemudian digunakan teknologi untuk dikompos untuk menghasilkan tanaman, sayur-sayuran dalam bentuk organik. So dalam bentuk organik. So their social mission adalah untuk preserve the environment, to stop the pollution, at the same time also provide very healthy vegetable to the communities. Itu adalah contoh social enterprise yang ada terlibat directly dengan waste management and also involved with the circular economy. Jadi di Malaysia contohnya seperti Follow Farm adalah syarikat ataupun dalam kategori social enterprise yang memberi tumpuan kepada waste management. Itu adalah satu contoh, dan saya telah menginterview lah that kind of company untuk dapatkan sedikit input to how they do the works. Itu antara yang menjadi inspirasi dalam perbincangan kita pada pagi ini. Ada soalan daripada mahasiswi yang ingin bertanya berkaitan dengan social entrepreneur ataupun social enterprise ataupun dalam berkaitan dengan waste management secara general, saya boleh berkongsi.
Jangan malu dan sungkan manfaatkan kesempatan ini karena Mr. Rick ini sangat expert di business management. Jadi ambil jauh-jauh sini dari ITM Terengganu, dan semoga cara ini bisa kita manfaatkan atau menggunakan bahasa Indonesia? Banyak sekali dari
Saya agak terputus-putus. Kalau ada persoalan boleh ulang semula untuk saya menjawabnya. Semua clear dengan suara saya? Okey, sementara kita tunggu soalan daripada mahasiswa dan mahasiswi, saya juga nak share satu lagi social enterprise yang ada di Malaysia yang terlibat dalam saya punya kajian, sebuah syarikat yang menyediakan penginapan di sungai, houseboat, di mana houseboat tersebut adalah the core business, memberi perkhidmatan kepada siapa saja yang ingin bercuti and then they have the volunteer from around the world yang akan tinggal di houseboat dan membuat kerja-kerja aktiviti pembersihan sungai, membersihkan sungai, all the pollution at sungai, all that kind of thing, and then they also give the motivation to the other people to managing menjaga ekosistem sungai. Selain daripada menanam pokok-pokok bakau. Okey, kita ada soalan. Okey, silakan Sila Nurul. Adakah soalan daripada chat? Okey, chat box ya. Okey, silakan.
Iya Pak, selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Iya, nama saya Sela dari Fakultas Vokasi. Izin bertanya, sebagai mahasiswa, apa yang bisa kami lakukan untuk memanfaatkan waste management untuk jadi lebih bernilai, lebih ekonomis lagi Pak? Terima kasih.
Sama-sama. Okey, terima kasih. Sebagai mahasiswa dan mahasiswi yang terlibat, yang if you have the intention untuk involve any program under the government, even from the social enterprise, boleh terlibat sebagai participants. If you not start from the you're not supposed to have your own company, for example. Tapi you all boleh participant sebab selain daripada normally sebelum ni kita terlibat dalam aktiviti volunteer, pembersihan pantai, pembersihan sungai, dan seperti yang saya nyatakan ni contoh tadi, syarikat tersebut menyediakan perkhidmatan untuk tempat tinggal, untuk volunteer untuk datang untuk membersihkan kawasan sungai. Jadi untuk para mahasiswa dan mahasiswi, you can start your own short program activities. Cumanya di sini kalau social enterprise dia akan generate their own business lah, activity based on their activity tersebut untuk generate. Dalam inilah yang wujudnya circular economy, maknanya dia kumpul sampah dan sebagainya, sampah tersebut diproses semula untuk dijadikan produk. So you all boleh start dengan aktiviti daripada club ataupun subjek yang diambil yang melibatkan projek. So you can implement this kind of concept, recycle back again, and then you're going to make your own product. So kat sini you all boleh terlibat sebagai volunteer, terlibat sebagai pencetus the idea, and then maybe you become the social entrepreneur dalam aktiviti tersebut. Cumanya di sini keperluan kepada berkala. Maksudnya you are maintained to do all that things. Contohnya di Malaysia, terutama sekali di UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, di Terengganu itself, you all mungkin mahasiswa-mahasiswi di USU pernah datang ataupun pernah mengetahui tentang Terengganu adalah negeri yang berada di pesisiran pantai. So we have social enterprise and also NGO yang menjaga pantai dan sebagainya. So you can have this kind of activity berkala. From there, if you akan find out, contohnya adalah satu yang you all boleh dapat video di mana aktiviti usahawan sosial menggunakan sampah plastik yang dibentuk semula menjadi barang-barang hiasan dan sebagainya. So all that things not even need to have the budget, or you don't even need to have the any capital for start that kind of business activities. You can start with the idea, and then combination from the innovation and creativity that you have, so you can become social entrepreneur. Okay, saya harap boleh saya menjawab soalan yang ditujukan tadi. Okay. Ada soalan yang seterusnya?
Thank you, Dokter, atas jawabannya.
Okay, terima kasih Sheila. Seterusnya? Okay, all the activity not supposed to be structure. It can be based on all the resources that you have. Kalau kita bercakap tentang infatuation theory yang saya mention tadi, contohnya pilot on the plane, they are using all the resources. Contohnya seperti yang saya nyatakan, sebuah syarikat tersebut dia menggunakan kemahiran daripada volunteer yang hadir, yang menginap di houseboat mereka untuk buat apa-apa saja aktiviti yang memberi impact kepada komuniti. For example, tuitions to rural area for the student. Ada yang terlibat dalam membaiki boat, membersih kawasan pantai, membersih kawasan sungai. You based on the anything, you can do all that things without any structure program, without any financial support. You can start all that thing. So houseboat tu hanya menjadi satu center untuk all the volunteer gather to be there. Jadi ramai daripada international, from the German, from all the Europe country berada di sana sebulan untuk mengadakan aktiviti dengan komuniti. So houseboat is only for the tempat untuk gather all the volunteer. So dia menggunakan kemahiran mereka yang ada without any cost lah. Dia do good thing to the communities. So daripada situ ada sebahagiannya adalah terlibat dengan aktiviti waste management yang produce balik semula menggunakan teknologi, because most of them come from the negara maju dan sebagainya. Dia bring all the idea how to solve our pollution in the country, even the small area, tetapi memberi significant impact to all the communities. Itu yang adalah peranan social enterprise lah, ataupun social entrepreneur dalam konteks perbincangan kita pada pagi ini. Ada lagi soalan?
Boleh Pak Jasmine?
Ya, silakan Jasmine.
Oke. Tadi excited juga dengar cerita Bapak yang mengenai sampah plastik ya Pak ya.
Ya, plastik.
Nah, jadi ada nih satu persoalan yang what are the key strategies for reducing plastic waste in the ocean? Jadi maksudnya apa saja strategi utama kita untuk mengurangi sampah yang udah terlanjur ada di laut, Pak? Itu kita harus gimana ya, Pak? Makasih, Pak.
Sama-sama. Okey. Pertamanya dari konsep dari in the small area is start from us. Start from us in order to managing the resources. Kita di aspek kita menguruskan sampah. Jadi saya nyatakan tadi dalam statistik dia menyatakan kita sendiri produce sampah per day dalam 1.7 kilo sampah sama ada dalam bentuk solid ataupun dalam bentuk organik. Jadi the first thing kita sebagai mahasiswa, we must to keep in our mind to managing all the waste first. Kita ada 3 recycle sekarang ni, mostly setiap kampus kita ada sediakan tos sampah untuk sampah yang berbeza-beza. Satu sampah yang kertas, and then sampah yang boleh dikitas semula dan sebagainya. That's the first how we going to play our role. And then that's before that thing happen. When we are talking about the something already done, contohnya sampah yang dibuang ke sungai dan sebagainya. So the first thing to overcome all that thing through the policy, government, we have the agency to monitor and so on. And then social enterprise is one of the entity to support indirectly by using their business activities. So focusing on the certain area based on their capacity. So dalam kita sebagai if we look to the social enterprise, ada yang involved with the try to identify the technology, the new technology, how to control the pollutions based on the technology engineering. They are using all that thing, and then some of the social enterprise involved to identify how to create a new equipment that not going to use a lot of the chemical material dalam produk dan sebagainya. Contohnya dalam menyediakan, we stop to use the plastic bag, we change to using the bag plastic kertas dan sebagainya. So he going to help us to stop the pollutions. Okay, and then some of the social entrepreneur they are create from the waste. Contohnya mostly kalau you all semua perasan, even di Malaysia selalunya kita akan jumpa, contohnya ini saya ambil satu contoh, kita jumpa slipper yang terapung-apung, and then plastik yang terapung-apung, dan dia akan coated balik semua benda tersebut dan diproses untuk dihasilkan produk yang baru. Jadi ini adalah salah satu cara bagaimana social enterprise membantu. Dan kita sebagai mahasiswa, you going to involve, for example, at the UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, we have one code program, kursus yang dipanggil sebagai Principle in Entrepreneurship. We ask our student in group to make the business plan. So by using the social business, by using business model Canvas, they are design the order plan. So mostly we ask them to focus in this area, waste management, circular economy, and how to increase the economy for the certain marginal communities, ibu tunggal dan sebagainya. So this kind of business yang kita promote mereka untuk design. So that's how the mahasiswa-mahasiswi, we start to put in their mind about the importance of the to support the social mission, and then to have the business together with the social missions. So in any area, it's not only for the waste management, maybe it can be in other business area, but it's not only to ask them to become good businessmen or businesswoman, but also can be a social entrepreneur. So that's how we going to start from the beginning. That kind of idea. Jadi program-program yang kita buat, kadang-kadang kita minta mahasiswa kita untuk terlibat dengan program-program seperti international innovation design. So you can using all the recycle back again all the resources that have to have their own to solve this kind of, even the small step, but it's going to give significance into our life.
Thank you, Sir Roger, answering my question.
Thank you
Yasmin,
very
can
much.
you open? Yes, Mr. Nick. Hi, sorry,
Mm.
because yeah, I have important things, so I should go outside. Meanwhile, so sebenarnya ini ada pertanyaan, tapi mahasiswanya malu untuk bertanya langsung. Nggak apa-apa, Mr. Nick, kalau saya tanyakan.
Silakan. Saya
Jadi
cuba
gini,
untuk menjawabnya.
ya, jadi sebagai mahasiswa tingkat 1 ya, Mr. Nick ya. Adik kita ini bertanya bagaimana cara untuk meningkatkan rasa percaya diri ketika ingin membangun suatu enterprise, walaupun itu merupakan passion dari mereka. Gimana itu, Mr. Nick?
Okey, tadi dalam saya memberi sedikit pendedahan mengenai infatuations principle yang diperkenalkan oleh one of the professor from US berbangsa India, Sawati, the infatuation theory. Para pelajar boleh search dalam internet. You can have one website to explain about the concept. Before this, kita menceritakan tentang usahawan adalah individu yang bertanggungjawab untuk membentuk sesuatu perniagaan yang baru ataupun improvise something already exists. Itu yang kita selalu war-warkan kepada para pelajar. Jadi untuk menjadi seorang usahawan, kita nyatakan bahawasanya usahawan ni mestilah seorang yang betul internal locus of control, seorang yang high achievement, supposed to have the good background knowledge about the business, come from the family business, something like that. But according to the Sawati, based on the based on the infatuation theory, he mentioned that everybody can be entrepreneur. Just start from the start anyway, any place. So that's why they have the 5 principles to become entrepreneur. Number 1, he called that thing is the pilot on the planes, meaning that here you can start your business and then it's not going to be the same every single day. You need to do some adjustment according to the situation. Maybe today you're going to start with the A, tomorrow you're going to start with the B. So you do some adjustment based on the situation. That's the meaning. That is exactly the explanation about the pilot on the plane. So you don't even need to have the knowledge from the beginnings or that kind of thing. You start first, okay, your business. And then the second one, that is about the try and error. We call that the lemonades. So meaning that here you try the first strategy like this, and then suddenly it's not going to be give you exactly the output that you are looking for. You do some adjustment and so on. So same thing with the pilot on the planes. And then the most important thing here is we call the quits, meaning that here resources. Okay, resources, you must to have the multiple resources. I also mentioned about the multiple resources is very important because based on my study also, most of the social entrepreneur mentioned multiple resources is very important because they have very limited of the resources. So the networks is very important. So you must to know the government
Yes.
agency, the policy, all the resources that you have in your hand, and also with the others. You must to combine all that thing. And then that's the most important thing. The combination from the resources, it comes from the different partners, very important. So from there you can give you more extra mileage for your business. And so that's another one concept. So based on the kind of idea, what exactly that I can mention here? If right now we're not going to mention that it's true, we can create entrepreneur. That's true. Some people become the entrepreneur because the background or that kind of thing. But we are strongly believe we able to create the entrepreneur based on the situations. So they just do it, and then they know, and then you do some adjustment based on the resources they have. As long they achieve their social missions, and then inshallah you're going to be happy at the end. So this is going to actually going to return back to our concept as the Muslim. We are responsible to become the Khalifah to managing all the resources that we have. So become the social entrepreneur, involved with the social enterprise. Let's say that we are involved with the waste management and so on. Actually, is our main task as the Muslim. Actually, so here maybe you're going to get what exactly that we are looking for. It's not in the academics, but also in our life as the Khalifah.
Yes, exactly. So just a practice and go. Practice makes you perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr.
so,
Ria.
yeah, some people not happy with that kind of theory, but right now people mostly when we have everybody can access the resources.
Yes.
So meaning that here is not have any specific theory that you can, but according this kind of theory, so you can start from A to Z or whatever it is, as long that you are using the your element of the creativity and innovation, so you can have your own different product and service, or you can improvise something already exists. So from there, you can give us more mileage in order to solve the pollution, in order to help the community, management committee, Ibu Tunggal. So I still remember the time that I have the opportunity to go to India. From there, the government don't have enough resources to support the community. So all the social entrepreneur responsible for that thing. It's not only to make the money, but at the same time to help the communities by
Yes.
using the product, provide the good things. For example, like the Japura, they are made the rug but they are give the knowledge to the rural people area by provide hospital, provide school. So they must have the basic knowledge. So the company provide all that things, but at the same time to help them to produce their product by learning a new technology, all that kind of thing. So without all that things, the company also not going to survive without any this kind of people. So they need to give them the knowledge, but at the same time. So because the people at the India during that my time to be there, the government not able to provide everything. So the company provide for the committee around them to help them to produce their product. So something like that.
Okay, it's
So
a great explanation from Mr. Nikhil Hazri. But as we know that, Mr., as a young generation, of course, they have unstable feelings. So
yeah,
unstable
yeah.
emotions. So how do you do that? I mean, like when in the middle of the build-up enterprise, so they face obstacles, but sometimes it can make them down, and they don't want to build up enterprise again. So how, do you
Okay.
have a tips that?
Okay, actually, this situation is all happen in the around the world, especially for the
Yes,
young generation, because
exactly.
of the you're going to start something it's the different, and then we can see that we do when we choose this kind of road, we're going to facing a lot of things. That's a normal thing in our life, but what we can say here, we try to bring all the entrepreneur that we know from our alumni when we are talking in our country, especially UITM. So actually, we bring all the alumni who involved with the social entrepreneur, technopreneur, and so on, and give the sharing the knowledge. It's not about the sharing about their success, but at the same time also they're going to sharing with the backstory about what happened to them from the beginning. So that's very important thing. So normally, the last 5 years ago, we are bring all the success entrepreneur to give the talk with our students. But right now, we are bring all the people are facing with the problems. We just bring them and then we discuss about the issue, and then the student can see directly what happened to the entrepreneur when they are start with a new business, when they are improvise something new, people not even know. And then we bring the entrepreneur uh, based on their age. So most of them are involved with the technology. Most of them are involved directly with the something new to our students. So from there, they are already know. For example, like me, I generation X already. So I don't even know what exactly needs people from the generation Z and so on, millenniums. So when we are bring entrepreneur from their age, they can sharing all the information. Mostly we are bring people who are have the problem. Some of them already facing different type of the obstacle when they are set up the business. So we bring all the people who fail to the campus to share their failure, to give the idea to our young generation. Oh, failure is the something, is not something bad things. Failure is the beginning for the successful. So we keep all that thing in their mind. So from there, after that, after they understand and they accept that kind of situation, from there they start to find out the way how they're going to survive. If they want to involve, we are strongly believe that thing can be happen because the last 3 years ago when we are facing with the pandemic, most of the people create a new servicing. We have so many servicing, food delivery, and then we are create all the new technology for this. We are talking for the our kids. 10 years ago, jangan naik kereta dengan orang yang tidak dikenali, for example. But right now we have the Grab. So by using the technology, we can see their face. We know about their car, and then we also have the record through the satellite and so on. And then our kids, simply we just let them using that kind of services. So meaning that here, sometimes the external factor push us. It's not only internal factor to become. So we must to show them all these things happens, and then if they can able to understand, inshallah, yeah, we can help them to develop level of the confidence to become entrepreneur, whatever is become the social entrepreneur, technopreneur, and so on. I think I hope that can be able to explain answer the question that you are looking for.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Nick. Ada pertanyaan, Mr. Nick. Izin bertanya, Miss. Saya Rahelina Simamoras, Tambuk 2022. Ingin bertanya bagaimana cara generasi muda dapat menerapkan prinsip zero waste dalam kehidupan sehari-hari. So, in English, so how to do as a young generations to apply zero waste in our daily life, Mr. Nick? And apa saja upaya atau cara untuk meningkatkan kesadaran terhadap generasi muda agar menerapkan prinsip zero waste dalam kehidupan sehari-hari? And what kind of the ways to increase our awareness to young generations to apply zero waste principle in our daily life? So how, Mr. Nick?
Okay. All right. Okay. The first thing, I think the most important is based on we must to have the rule and regulations, and then promote about all that thing. That's a normal thing, right? Yeah. But the most important thing, we want to have all that thing come from the inside of our students to understand the important all that thing. And then the most important also the infrastructure that we have right now in the campus, supposed to have. If we want to implement 3R, we must to provide all the equipment for all that thing. Tempat untuk pembuangan sampah yang kita pecahkan mengikut bentuk-bentuk sampah yang ada. Kemudian sometimes I going to find out we try to do the reverse psychology. Reverse psychology and so on. Sometimes we are not going to provide tong sampah in the certain area, and then to ask them to keep sampah dan sebagainya together sebelum dibuang di merata-rata tempat. Jadi mereka menghargai bila tiada tempat sampah dan sebagainya, mereka akan menyimpan sampah dan sebagainya. Some of the place they are reduce number of the sampah dan sebagainya untuk semata-mata untuk memberi kesedaran mereka perlu menjaga sampah. Dan di situ dari segi reverse psychology-nya, kita cuba reduce untuk menghasilkan sampah. Like I mentioned, the statistic already mentioned, every single one termasuk saya, at least satu hari akan menghasilkan hampir 1 kilo sampah, sama ada secara sedar atau tidak sedar. Okay, jadi di sini kita tahu, contohnya bila kita makan gula-gula dan sebagainya, plastik tersebut disimpan untuk dibuang di tempat yang baik. So daripada situ kita tahu. Kemudian every single one of the university campus must have a club who are responsible or that things. Contohnya kami di UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, kami mengalu-alukan setiap NGO yang terlibat secara indirectly, walaupun kita ada social enterprise, kita ada juga bersama dengan NGO yang membersihkan pantai dan sebagainya. Automatically we are going to provide all that things. Contohnya peralatan, baju dan sebagainya. Even di UiTM Sarawak Terengganu, pelajar diberi merit bagi mereka yang terlibat dengan aktiviti-aktiviti secara tidak formal. Contohnya setiap petang pergi mengutuk sampah dan sebagainya. Even me terlibat setiap hujung minggu, me and my family akan pergi ke pantai dan mengutuk sampah. Without any proper program, whatever it is, we just be there. Jadi untuk ni, so kat sini kita beri a new motivation to new generation lah to do all that. Ada soalan daripada chatbot saya rasa.
Oke, gimana untuk Rahel tadi?
Ada soalan satu daripada chatbot, saya rasa bertanyakan berkaitan dengan saya ingin bertanya bagaimana menerapkan business model canvas tanaman obat keluarga dalam mengurangkan good question.
Pertanyaannya lebih
Ini
spesifik
adalah
ya, Mister ya.
spesifik memberi tumpuan
Pertanyaan lebih
kepada
spesifik ya.
pertanian. Normally kita Indonesia dan Malaysia, normally kita pertanian is one of our activities, main activity before we go to industry. Business model canvas seperti saya nyatakan tadi adalah is the tool yang diwujudkan lebih daripada 400 syarikat besar yang design benda ni. Dan the good thing about the business model canvas, sebelum saya pergi kepada aktiviti pertanian, business model canvas ni telah dihasilkan daripada 400 pakar dan dia membantu kita untuk memahami dari segi macam mana kita nak melaksanakan aktiviti pertanian. Contohnya ini konsep pertanian lah. Jadi business model canvas seperti yang saya nyatakan tadi, dia ada 9 blok. So dalam 9 blok tersebut dia dibahagikan kepada 3 area yang besar, iaitu bahagian untuk pelaksanaan dan juga bagaimana untuk menghasilkan produk. Jadi apa yang ditanya tadi adalah paling utama adalah untuk menghasilkan aktiviti dalam pertanian. Contohnya sekiranya saudara-saudari memilih untuk menghasilkan pertanian secara organik, maknanya tidak menggunakan chemical, fertilizer, tidak menggunakan chemical. So kat situ untuk menghasilkan teknologi, kalau contoh daripada syarikat yang saya interview untuk presentation kita pada pagi ini, mereka tidak menggunakan chemical dan sebagainya. Jadi untuk mendapatkan teknologi tersebut, contohnya untuk menghasilkan kompos. Jadi para usahawan tersebut yang bertanya tadi dalam bidang pertanian mesti mempunyai pengetahuan tentang pertanian yang melibatkan organik. Itu yang pertama. So you need to learn more about all that things. And then the process how to make all that thing without using any chemical. Kemudian dalam syarikat yang saya interview, dia menggunakan kompos yang dibuat sendiri. So kompos mostly some of the people buy that thing from the others, so going to increase the cost. Dalam kes yang saya ini, dia membuat sendiri. Kompos tersebut menggunakan teknologi yang dia dipelajari. Of course, they have the formula to make the compost from the solid and from the organic waste. Jadi di sini dalam menggunakan business model canvas, the kombinasi strategi adalah the resources combination with the key partners. Dalam menghasilkan pertanian, contohnya kalau kita memilih sebagai organik, menghasilkan sayur-sayuran organik, the key partners untuk give the idea, give the knowledge is very important, especially to supply the technology. Jadi kat sini the combination from the other key resources, for example the support from the technology knowledge from the university and so on. Jadi dia akan combine. Jadi kes saya ni dalam saya mendapatkan maklumat ni, syarikat tersebut menyatakan bahawasanya dia dapat teknologi dan juga idea knowledge daripada universiti. And then from there they are using that kind of technology to make their own compost. Jadi aktiviti menghasilkan kompos tersebut dia memerlukan sampah-sampah organik makanan yang dibuang daripada untuk dikumpulkan. So how they get all that thing untuk menghasilkan key activity dia untuk menghasilkan penanaman sayur organik tanpa menggunakan kimikal, dia menguntip semua sampah daripada restoran, hotel. So to maintain the network, dia bekerjasama dengan hotel untuk mendapatkan barangan buangan. Mostly kita tahu di nature, di hotel, kadang-kadang barangan makanan yang tidak habis digunakan dibuang begitu saja. So syarikat ini telah menghasilkan, apa yang dibuat adalah syarikat ini telah menyediakan tong sampah khas untuk syarikat beliau untuk mengumpul. Dengan hasil MOU yang dihasilkan dengan restoran, hotel, mereka akan mengasingkan makanan yang organik untuk dibuang dalam tong sampah yang disediakan. So syarikat ini akan pergi mengutip di restoran, di hotel untuk dihasilkan raw material itu sebagai kompos. Jadi di sini business model canvas, di sini kita tahu bagaimana mereka menjalankan aktiviti tersebut, iaitu mengadakan MOU untuk mengadakan network dengan partner. So partner di sini adalah hotel, yang restoran, kemudian universiti to supply the formula, the technology, dapatlah mereka menghasilkan kompos secara percuma, without any cost untuk dia punya business activity. Jadi menggunakan business model canvas, you can design all that thing. Jadi yang saya share tadi adalah sebahagian saja macam mana dia mensusun aturkan sumber untuk membantu dia menghasilkan aktiviti untuk penanaman sayur organik. Contoh Jadi di situlah peranan business model canvas. Kerana dia akan menunjukkan apa combination daripada tu. Jalan bahasa mudah dia, key activity dia adalah datang daripada combination daripada key network partners dia dan juga combination dengan key resources yang ada untuk menghasilkan business activity dia tersebut. Dalam konteks ini adalah penanaman. Jadi para petani, terutama sekali mostly right now di Malaysia ataupun di Indonesia, mostly kita dah boleh mengetahui dan membaca mempunyai pengetahuan mengenai kita boleh design bisnes kita. Bila hasil produk tersebut dihasilkan, kemudian barulah kita pergi kepada sebelah kanan model tersebut untuk channel macam mana kita nak hantar produk kita kepada market segmentation kita. Kemudian bagaimana kita maintain the relationship. So how kita menggunakan business model canvas untuk aktiviti pertanian kita. Jadi daripada situ kita akan membantu kita untuk memahami channel mana yang kita boleh guna. Sama ada ke kita nak menggunakan individu in the between ataupun kita akan hantar terus produk kita yang hasil pertanian kita kepada segmen market kita. Untuk normally sayur kita adalah untuk general potential customer. Tapi untuk yang saya punya participant in my study, that company, dia ada niche market. Dia fokus kepada family tertentu yang beli dalam bentuk jumlah yang besar. Satu bucket dengan harga certain package dan dihantar oleh company tersebut. So they are using different strategy based on the business model canvas. Dia design all that thing based on the business canvas. So business model canvas ni akan menjadi satu plan bagi kita macam mana untuk kita menjalankan business activity kita sehingga kita mencapai menghantar produk kita kepada customer segment yang kita design. Itu yang membantu secara ni. In more detail you can read more about the business model canvas daripada, so it's not my mistake, business model canvas telah berada dalam bidang akademik dalam tahun 2010. Hingga hari ini kita dah ada so many type of the canvas. Even the infatuation theory dah ada infatuation canvas untuk bantu kita bagaimana untuk design a new product, a new service untuk membantu usahawan kita dan juga para pelajar dan juga siapa-siapa saja untuk menjadi usahawan. Jadi agak detail lah untuk saya explain
No
because
mind, no mind. It's a good,
Yeah.
Mister. Yeah, Mister, we have a new question. So, how about you? It's not
from
mine to
Ahmad
you.
lagi ni. Okay, it's okay. You can share
It's
with me.
okay ya.
Okay.
Seperti yang saya bilang, Mister, kalau adik-adik mahasiswa baru kita ini malu untuk ngobrol langsung dengan speakernya karena mereka berpikir dari Penang, Malaysia, jadi mereka terlalu sungkan. Jadi pertanyaannya dititipkan ke saya.
Okay, silakan.
Okay, thank you, Mister. This is a Grace. Okay, thank you, Grace. Miss, I want to give a questions. Make an implementation plan that is most effective or the only way to reduce waste in the campus. And what kind of waste, sir, has quality feedback value to be made into a product by students, or the characteristic of waste that has a quality for students?
Okay, I think it's not my mistakes. The question is more on the what kind the source of the waste is suitable,
I
especially
think,
in the
sir.
okay, I think something like that.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
probably the like. It's not exactly. If I not answer the question, you can ask, try to replace back again with the specifics. Okay, but I think as the students, we already know the time is not it's our always in our side to identify all the things, to have the more detailed research to identify what kind of waste that's suitable to student. But normally, we can focus on our surroundings, and then as the students, maybe normally the most important thing we involve with the task that we are using. We are submitted right now we are using the soft copy documentation or that kind of things, but before this 10 years ago, we are using the paper or that kind of thing. Normally we have the old documentation and so on. So student can use all that kind of thing as the beginning to start for your waste management activities. Okay, so something is not going to cost you a lot. Is the only have you must put the efforts a few things. For example, I can still remember about the students can start the business by using by buying the old textbooks and then recycle back again to a new textbooks. And then the student also can, right now you already know, this one I already learned from my trip to India. We go to one village where is far away from the town. What exactly the social business activity that they did? They are transfer all the hard copy document to the soft copy. So that kind of services actually is that during the last time we have so many information from the hard copies document, the books and so on, and then that company transfer all that thing in the soft copy. So that kind of services, even if we're going to hire something small, but he going to have people committee outside there to make the money. They pay they pay based on the hour, how many information that they are sharing, how many pages and so on. So I think that kind of business, the student can start something like that. You're not going to involve with a lot of things with the bigger capital. So you just some of the lecturer, in the campus, they have so many hard copy informations. Before this sometimes they are already lost. Before we have the computers, they are using typewriter or that kind of things. And then we can have the services to collect that again, all the hard copies, transfer to the soft copy, and then the hard copy we're going to recycle back again too. So we can stop the pollution. And then within the same time, we make the money. That's how the social entrepreneur is supposed to have the mindset. That's how the social enterprise do the work. Okay, that's simple, something like that. But it's very small step, but you can make the money. But at the same time, you're going to stop the pollution. So before this, all the lecturers send their hard copy, all the assignment done by the student 10 years ago. But you change all to first you change to keep all the information back again in the soft copy. Okay, we preserve all that kind of thing, all the knowledge, the idea, the theory before this, before we have the new theory. It's very important to we want to refer back again what exactly what we already done before we have the COVID, and then so suddenly right now we change all that thing totally 100%. But the information, the idea from the beginning is very important. So the exiting all this kind of entity business can preserve that kind of information. At the same time, we're going to use all the raw material yang tu sebelum boleh dilupuskan untuk dihantar untuk di recycle semula. So this kind of business, the student can done without any cost by using the technology that we have. So this is exactly the idea about the social enterprise can involve with the waste management. I think mungkin saya punya contoh mungkin terlalu extreme, tetapi that's the new innovation idea can we be implement in the campus. So sometimes the student he can come up with something more effective. So right now, for example, the transportation in the campus we allow the student cycling or the kind of things. But right now we have the new technology. We have the beams in the beam a small scooter by using the battery or that kind of thing. The application run by student. So all that thing to keep to use the to stop GN what we call that things gas house sorry it's not my mistake GSG what we call that thing is the greenhouse gas for example by so the student provide that kind of services transportation daripada cycling that they are using the scooter by using the battery so from there actually they are involved with the waste management already make the money at the same time keep the preserve environment from the GST. So this kind of business simple but it's going to significant impact to the environment. That's the another two idea that I going to share to the student right now.
But
Maybe
that's the small thing, but a big impact, Mr.
Yeah. But that's true. It's not exactly the something that we need something big with the bigger capital. But if you start something like small like this, you can go more further, and then either the third party who have the business will become your partners. So after that, you're going to be something more impacts in the future. Start from the small for the bigger, one step, and then we're going to have another 100 steps in the future.
Yes, it's a really great and it's interesting topic actually, Mr. Adik-adik mahasiswa ini kadang masih berpikir ya, Mister ya, kalau mereka itu melakukan sesuatu yang harus besar. Padahal dari hal kecil juga bisa berdampak besar. Itu yang harus kita tanamkan sebenarnya, Mister,
Yes, it's
sebagai
true.
akademisi.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sir Nick and Mr. Frida. Okay, my pleasure, Grace. So we are still waiting for the next questions. Is there anything?
Yeah, any question?
Berarti kalau di sana ini udah pukul 11 lebih 6 menit ya?
Okay. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you can conclude our closing statement, Mr. before closing this event today.
Okay, hopefully what exactly that we are sharing for this morning can give you spark some idea. Even the small things is good to me. Actually, the social enterprise is the part of the small company who involved with the dual objective to increase the high function in the community and at the same time also to generate their own money by involved with their key activity So they have so many area that involve what waste management is one of the area normally involved with the social enterprise, mostly the social entrepreneur who have their own idea. They have very good leadership and also knowledge. And then based on the new theory that that we are sharing before, we talking about the infatuation theory. So we already know everybody can be entrepreneur. So it's very important. So hopefully, I using the business model canvas actually just for help us to understand the element that involved in the business. So normally before this we just explain our business do that. We are using the resources like this and that, like that. So we not even can ever to picture how they are using all that thing. By using business model canvas, actually they're going to show you every single thing. So from there, they're going to help us more understand about the business structure, the way how they do the operation. In order to have very good risk management, it's not only about the policy. We also must to have the people from down there. So normally come from the individual like us, working together with the social enterprise. We try to solve the problem. The most important thing, entrepreneur are looking for the opportunity. In the waste management, normally we not also let the government do all that thing only. We also can take the opportunity to be the part as the entrepreneur to find out the way, the same time make the money, and also the same time also to serve the community around us. So fulfill our background as the Muslim. We know our responsible as the Khalifa to managing all the resources for the good thing for the other people around us. So the waste management is not only for the government, rule and their responsibility. They also part from our responsibility because the impact is come to us. So why
Yes.
not we participate, become the part from there to preserve our environment for the future as long that we. So the idea is we must to transfer to the young generation. Okay, hopefully he can give the good for the other people to in our next generation. So I think that's all for me. Thank you very much for inviting me. Inshallah,
Yes.
we had the opportunity to be again to sharing another information regarding to the social entrepreneurship.
And to
It
meet
is,
directly, Mr.
yeah.
Amin.
Okay, thank you
Yeah,
very
we're
much.
still waiting for your comment. Yes, thank you,
Thank
Mr. for
you.
your closing statement because everyone can be entrepreneur.
Yeah,
So
that's one.
yes, you have to think that. And for ladies and gentlemen, for the audiences, before I give this event to the MC, please open your camera and we have photo session. Give your best smile. Okay, I count. Yasmin, you ready? Okay. For the first slide, 1, 2, 3, capture. Okay, next. 1, 2, 3, capture. Okay, the last. 1, 2, 3, capture. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Nick. And yes, this event, I will give it back to Yasmin as see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Ms. Afrida. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we're nearing at the end of this significant event around waste management and circular economy, I stand before you with immense gratitude. I'd like to take the opportunity to express our deepest appreciation to our speakers, Dr. Nick Fakhrul Hasrinik Hasan, and Head of the Finance of Vacation Faculty, Ibu Baby Kendadi Hasibuan SAMS, and our moderator, Ms. Afrida Fitriani Sipauda, and all the attendees who have enriched our education with their insight and expertise. It has been a day on enlightenment, collaboration, and inspiration. Thanks to everyone present and contribution. Your unwavering commitment to sustainable waste management and its promotion to circular economic community. Let's turn the knowledge and connection forget today into action towards a more sustainable future. In the spirit of it all, please be mindful of our own action. reduce, reuse, and recycle in your everyday life and inspire others to do the same. Remember to connect with one another, share ideas, and take advantage of resources made available to you. As we depart, please carry with you renewed enthusiasm, knowledge, and inspiration gained today. Let's commit together to drive a change and make lasting impact in the field of waste management and circular economy. Once again, on behalf of the organizing committee, I thank each and every one of you for your dedication to the cause of making this event a success. I bid you all formal and heartfelt farewell until we meet again in the future and just take care and stay committed to a greener, more sustainable world. Saya Jasmine, maaf jika masih ada banyak kesalahan di sini, apalagi dilakukan daring, tapi alhamdulillah acaranya sukses karena teman-teman semuanya. Thank you and good evening everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Nick.
Thank you. See you again. Maaf juga kalau ada salah silap, ada kekurangan daripada saya. Jumpa lagi dari masa yang lain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Dr. Nick. Terima kasih banyak. Thank you very much.
Saya mau izin untuk keluar. Terima kasih ya.
Ya, Dr. Nick, Miss Afrida, terima kasih. Adik-adik, terima kasih semua. Saya izin live ya.